What's up, spectators? Welcome back to another episode of Ace Attorney Investigations 2. Last time we were having a battle of the minds and wits with Justine, and it seems like we were really on a roll, talking about the tunnel and the location of the murder, but now she's got an autopsy report saying the man was stabbed in the neck multiple times with a sharp metal object, therefore it couldn't have been a dog that killed him. Have I let her outwit me again? Appointed Attorney Shields. Here is the autopsy report from earlier. I apologize for the delay. No, it's all right. Thank you. He. That seems out of place. I gladly accept it. Mr. Shields, I don't believe it's necessary to hold hands while exchanging documents. I'd advise you to stop. Huh? Persist any longer, and I shall call on the strength of the goddess of law. I'll be careful. Justine, well done. Just as I planned. I only acted in accordance to your instructions. I highly doubt that. The autopsy report came straight from the police. I can't refute it. However, if the murder weapon wasn't the dog, Doggin will be cleared of suspicion. The merciful goddess of law so decrees. If you choose to yield now, your badge will not be taken. What will you do, sir? She says that, but... My answer remains the same. Judge Courtney, it is as I said before. I will see my job through. I will not yield to threats. So even now, you still refuse to give up. If you want to keep your badge, this may be your last chance. Right now, I am a defense attorney's assistant. What I protect is not my badge, but my client. The goddess of law grows weary of your sentiment. Not even funny if, like, Edgeworth gets it wrong, has his badge taken away, and then becomes, like, Phoenix's assistant, and then they start running around together doing stuff. Now we're talking. Miles is starting to understand that a defense attorney never gives up. Actually, those were the words of your old man. It really is in your blood. You're the spitting image of him right now. You said it yourself. You've changed since you were tainted by Von Karma. It's only now that I've actually come to believe it. Mr. Shields. Well then, Miles. Now's the time to put those skills to the test. Think beyond your limits. If the murder weapon was a sharp object, does that really negate your reasoning? That's it! There were 5 chisels placed inside the special cell. Doggin is a former assassin. It's quite possible he could kill someone with just a chisel. In that case, the weapon that killed Horace Knightley was... Is that all? Well then, I suppose you'll be giving up. Evidence is everything. Didn't you say? The murder weapon was a sharp metal object. But such a weapon is yet to be found. What? So what are you trying to say? The only decisive evidence is the actual murder weapon itself. And that was in plain sight this whole time. The real murder weapon is... Doggin's chisel. What did you say? Take responsibility for your own statements. The scene of the crime was Mr. Knightley's cell. You said so yourself. If the evidence changes, then so will my logic. That too is courtroom procedure, is it not? If the chisel was used, that means the killer was human. But the fact remains that we cannot deny this security photo. Yeah, what about that photo? I'll give you the answer. This photo shows the moment. Someone attacked the dog? No. Leapt at. Because you don't actually see him kill it, right? You see them fighting and shuffling. Doggin's dog leapt at Knightley. But the victim did not die at that time. Didn't die. He was only knocked unconscious. The dog didn't move a dead body. It moved the unconscious Knightley. and the real killer was its owner. I see! If the victim was moved, it would have been possible for Doggin to commit the murder. And use the murder weapon. Indeed, the killer is Sirhan Doggin. It can only be you. I bet your teacher used to write on your report card. Needs to pay more attention on what others say. I would think that describes you more. We examined that room. Every crook and granny. Right, Justine? We examined all 4 of Mr. Doggin's chisels. And found no traces of blood. But not the pocket one. Thank you, Judge Courtney. Thanks to you, I am now certain. Thanks to me? Whatever do you mean? When I came here earlier, I saw 5 chisels. That's right. There were definitely 5 there before. So the one that disappeared was the smallest one, presumably for portable use. Doggin, where is that chisel? I'm not free to leave this place. I have no need of a portable chisel. Not free to leave. In that case, he mustn't have been free to hide the deadly chisel either. Doggin, you just dug your own grave. It seems you know something. Would you care to show it? Doggin couldn't leave, so the place he hid the chisel was, well, the special cell, right? I'm gonna click it. Take that! Yeah, that seemed unnecessary to have to present that. Doggin is a prisoner, so he can't leave his cell freely. Perhaps he could have sent his dog out to dispose of it. But he would not have been able to confirm the weapon's location. So what does that leave? Above all else, special metal tools are allowed in this cell. Even if one chisel were to appear here, no one would suspect a thing. You'd be a fool not to take advantage of that. I see, of course. It's always safest if you do something yourself. But I examined everything. I didn't find any hiding places in his cell. I am certain that the murder weapon is here. The reason you haven't found it is because it was cleverly hidden. You say I hid it? Where exactly? Think. Is it under the chessboard? I have to remember everything up to this point. There must be some clue. Does this mean what I think it means? Let's get going, Mr. Edgeworth. Come to think of it, that dog hasn't barked at me once today. Previously, when I came to the special cell, it barked on Doggin's command. That's it. That's what's been out of place. There's just one place he could have hidden the murder weapon. Giving up already? How dull, how dull. Hold it. I will present evidence. So, if the dog barked, that would mean they tried to keep us away from the dog. The dog is the only one who can move freely between the cells. They already checked the cell and didn't find it. I imagine it's the dog. Is there anything else? I mean, there's the tunnel. No, we were already in the tunnel. The dog. Take that. Hasn't your dog been awfully quiet today? Now that you mention it, it hasn't barked at all. Before it was... Sirhan Doggin, open that dog's mouth. Anubis doesn't bark needlessly. I ordered him to do that before. In that case, order it to bark now. Naturally, you should be able to, if you have nothing to hide. It was inevitable. Anubis, show them your mouth. As you can see, a dog of this size can easily conceal a small chisel in its... Way? Why a chisel? The dog really had one in its mouth. I thought he was unusually quiet. Was he unable to follow the discussion? Sebastian, could you call the forensics department? Urgently, please. I got it. A reaction! This chisel tests positive for blood. Wait! I guess that proves my theory wasn't just nonsense. Would this chisel be the murder weapon then? It reacted positively for blood. There's no doubt about that. Mr. Sirhan Doggin, now that the murder weapon has been found, I must ask for your testimony. We know how your dog got to the detention center, and we found the murder weapon. Do you still think you can talk your way out of this? Interesting. This guy. Even at a time like this, he's still smiling. Well, Anubis, it seems everyone has become suspicious of you. It's quite troubling, but since it has come to this, we have no choice but to tell the truth. I did not kill anyone. I have long since grown weary of killing. What's this? His face looks completely composed. It seems we'll need to listen to Mr. Doggin's explanation. Please promptly give your testimony. Certainly. Doggin's explanation. First of all, I would like you to explain my motive. I do not know anyone by the name of Knightley. We share no chessboard! The note, Knightley's chessboard correspondence notes present to this statement done. Just remember to come back to this one. So, I wouldn't think some motive for murder would just appear out of nowhere. Or are you insinuating my Anubis had a motive? He only bares his fangs at others on my command. I do not hunger for blood so much as to kill a man I do not even know. Coming from an assassin sure is persuasive. An assassin who only kills acquaintances. I doubt that would be profitable. I may kill strangers in my line of work, but I never make it personal. Is there evidence that shows a connection between Knightley and Doggin? I should thoroughly review the evidence once more. Oh, we know what it is. We'll get to it. Thankfully, it's like the second statement, so we'll get to it fast. First of all, I'd like you to explain my motive. Hold it! You cannot kill without a motive. Hardly what I'd expect an assassin to say. I don't spill blood needlessly. It may be required for my job, but not in my personal affairs. They're a little different, isn't that right, Anubis? I do not know anyone by the name of Knightley. We share no connection. Present right now the chessboard. Correspondence notes. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? There it is. Objection! You've lost your touch, Sirhan Doggin. If you had your dog clean up after you, you should have disposed of this too. This is a record of a correspondence chess game found in the victim's cell. This record, and the chessboard in your cell, both clearly depict the same game. What? I've heard that the number of possible chess positions is around 10 to the 120th power. 10 times 10, 120 times 100, 1,000? Is that even a real number? Indeed. There's absolutely no way these could have coincided by chance. Tell us your reason for killing Knightley. Unless you intend to explain this as coincidence. Oh. Well, don't they say that the truth is stranger than fiction? It is as you said. This is merely a coincidence. But there's no way that could have happened. My correspondence chess opponent was the victim in this incident? What a horrible coincidence! Aren't you shocked too, Anubis? Wait. Looks like I'll have to tell them the truth, Anubis, my boy. The animal show, or something, that was when everyone left. Anubis brought the body to my cell. He had already been stabbed in the neck with a murder weapon. I do not wish to be suspected, so I had Anubis carry the body to the workroom. After that, he pulled out the murder weapon and returned to me. So you're saying the one who pulled the weapon out was Anubis? That's right. If I pulled out the murder weapon here, the blood would have been a problem. Mr. E, isn't this what that saw-it guy said? A large black dog was biting into the neck of the victim. What did you say? It was a truly hellish scene. That dog killed him. I see. So that means Saw-It witnessed the moment the murder weapon was pulled out. Oh yes, that prisoner's testimony. It surprised me when I first heard it. It's not often that Anubis makes a blunder like that. Right, boy. Now, I believe that explains my actions. I did not kill him. All I did was remove the murder weapon. Now, will that be all? Anubis is getting tired.
Objection.
Whoa there, just a moment, Mr. Doggin. Mr. Shields, isn't there one thing you haven't explained? Why would you need to pull out the murder weapon in the first place? That's right. I understand why he'd move the body to draw suspicion away from him, but he didn't need to retrieve the murder weapon. Well, yes he does, because it's a chisel. I thought him just a fool, but how quickly his scent has changed. Care to elaborate, Mr. Doggin? It was because of this bell. The bell attached to the murder weapon, and the bell on my dog's neck. They share a distinctive shape, wouldn't you say? The assassin Sirhan Doggin's trademark. An assassin's trademark. The blind assassin Sirhan Doggin. He always appears at the sound of a bell. So he is being framed. He's being framed by someone. The sound of a bell ringing in the dark of night is said to be the last thing his target hears. You remember well. It has been a while since you last saw my bells, after all. When I prosecuted you in court, I confiscated a knife with a bell attached to it. Yes, my bells. Oh my god! I just realized. The warden, who she's been interrogating this guy non-stop, but she asked for his files, therefore his MO and way of killing, all that information would be in the files. Is it the warden is related? The warden is involved. I just don't know why or how. That's my prediction. Only two? They're custom made, attached to my knife and Anubis's collar. Even though I can only rely on my ears, I can easily identify them. Alas, one has been confiscated and is not in my possession. When Anubis brought the body here, I heard a familiar sound. I thought my knife must have been embedded in the body. So I imagined my confusion when I found out that it was merely a chisel with my bell attached. Indeed, your knife is nothing like this chisel. Either way, those bells are my trademark. Moreover, I'm the only one in this prison who uses chisels. Yeah, it's too obvious. With all this, I knew I would be falsely suspected. So I removed the murder weapon and hid it.
Hold it!
So, you're claiming that you only moved the body. Didn't I tell you? That chisel isn't mine. If you think I'm lying, go ahead and check for my fingerprints. Sebastian! Me? But how do I check for forensics? Yes, ma'am! And with that, let's go ahead and end this video here. So stay tuned for the next one, and thanks for watching. Bye-bye!